Super excited to be back for another episode of Inside of Her C-Suite. Today we have a special episode. We're going to be talking to sisters, Roxanne and Jennifer. They are director, COO of Strata-G. Let's go in. Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, how are you, Timothy?
I'm awesome. How you doing,
Hi, nice
Roxanne?
to meet you, Timothy. Roxanne.
Thank you so much for allowing us inside of your C-Suite. It's good to be here at Strata-G. It's been a while now. How long? You guys started the business how many years ago?
8 years ago. We've been around for 8 years. We just turned 8 in November.
8 years ago. And at this point, did you ever imagine that you have grown it to this size?
Definitely not. I mean, we dreamed to do so. It was definitely on our vision board, but it's been a very fast transformation, and thankfully, because we have a great partnership. Wow. So it's been fast and fun.
Got it.
So our staff complement at the moment is close on 300 people.
Got it.
So we never thought it would.
Wow.
Not in our wildest dreams.
Let's get this out of the way. You guys are sisters.
Yes.
What is it like working with each other?
I'll answer that first. I think as time's progressed, as we've said, the business is 8 years old. So as time's progressed, we've learned to deal with our differences. We focus on each other's strengths. We leave business in the business. When we're at home, we're sisters, and we do normal sisterly things. But I think we support each other unconditionally, regardless of whether it's in sisterhood or in business. We don't always agree. We disagree in the boardroom, but once we walk out, we speak with the same voice.
And your positions, you're sort of MD, operation officer, but you probably do a lot of each other's. How do you segregate the actual work?
Well, it's quite an interesting dynamic in that we have very different strengths, but we play to each other's strengths, and the advantage we have is we've known each other our whole lives. So it's obviously there are areas where we don't always disagree, like Jennifer said. But the trick, I think, to any successful partnership is one needs to understand that there are certain elements and areas where one will dominate and have better expertise, and we need to trust each other enough to allow each other to lead on those things.
Which we do.
Got it. Well, let's take a look through the office space.
Sure, you're welcome.
Please come through. So this is our consulting office. So our guys that specialize in transformation and our legal advisors sit here. So a team of advocates, attorneys, and then human resource and BE specialists.
Got it. And when it comes to the labor space and the label and sort of HR space, you are considered leaders. How did you get here? What was it that helped you position yourself as a leading organization?
Timothy, the reality is it's not just about us. Every single one of the people in this room is brilliant at what they do. So we have become what we are because we surround ourselves with people that are resilient, professional, and they share a passion, not only for the discipline of law or for our area of expertise, but for business as well. So
who's the best at spotting top talent?
Oh,
she'd say her, I would say me.
Yeah, we're in competition with that, I think.
It really depends. Whenever we employ somebody in a key position, we do always bounce it off each other because it's nice to have somebody else's opinion, and we also bounce it off our key team. So
but
don't ask
we do
us
keep
that.
tabs on who has a better score at finding the best resources.
Who's winning now?
Let's not create a fight.
So, when it comes to building a business, a solid business like this, having top talent is important, right?
Of course.
Are you noticing out there in companies that people are taking shortcuts with getting top talent? Is that creating a lot of issues?
Absolutely. And it's such an expensive exercise to be able to recruit somebody, and then just before the finish line, they'll tend to take so many shortcuts. And I think it's purely out of desperation because a lot of companies and organizations are desperate for the talent that they require. And I think as employers, we all have this little bad habit where we leave it to the last minute. And out of desperation, we appoint the first thing that could possibly fulfill our dreams. Yeah. So
I think, sorry, let me just step in there. The whole issue of succession planning is somewhere where South African businesses are still a little bit behind. Planning for the future, making sure that your key people are passing their skills on to new blood doesn't always happen. So like Roxanne says, the need arises and companies just employ the first person that comes along. Also, I think sometimes people are penny wise, pound foolish in that they save a little bit of money on recruitment, but it ends up costing them. So the recruitment process can be a little bit costly, but it is worth following it extensively to make sure that you employ the best possible people.
Now, thriving at this level, how much of it is trusting your gut?
very much.
99.9%.
But that being said, I think gut, it's not just gut. Experience educates your gut. So sometimes your gut will tell you do something or don't, and it's based on past experience. So your mind is going into the little piggy bank that experience has built up for you. But yeah, gut, you can't deny that gut is important.
I also think that in this day and age, a lot of businesses have realized that they have benefit, and there is certainly benefit in having a head counsel where you have specific, for lack of a better term, coaches or reliable resources where you can tap into without actually posing threat to your business, but you can actually get some second opinions on your expertise, because having a business is the loneliest thing you'll ever do.
Really?
It can be. It can be.
Let's go and have a conversation. Let's chat on the other side over here. Roxanne, when it comes to your unique sort of signature as a leader, you know, both of you have different styles. I want to know from both of you, let's start with you. What is the thing that sort of makes you unique? Whether it's part of your femininity, is it part of your experience, your outlook? What are some of the things that?
I think what's made me successful today is probably my tenacity. I try to keep a femininity about it, but there's been very little room to be able to become tired or lazy or despondent. To get to a point where you're running a staff of 300 and there's so many different facets of the business, it is incredibly important for myself to be able to rely on the people around me. And it's so comforting to know that although, like I mentioned earlier, the business can be very lonely, we don't have that situation anymore, which has been a real blessing. So I think I try to focus on playing towards my team's strengths. And maybe I get a little bit too overpassionate. But let's just say our ESCO meetings are fun.
Okay. What's your signature?
I'm not going to deny the element of tenacity. We've got two important keywords that we use in our business, or phrases. The first one is, there's no such thing as a problem, it's a challenge, we can overcome anything. And the second thing is,
you can Google it.
Never give up. We never give up. And even if we need to give up on a certain idea because we find out it's not working, we're not giving up. We're just changing direction. So we never give up. But I think my signature or my strength as a leader, my key strength, is surrounding myself with the right people.
Really?
Yeah.
When it comes to BE and broad-based economic empowerment and so forth, you know, you guys advise and you work and help companies look at their sort of strategic approach. What is something that companies need to know, or some of the things that people may not be taking serious enough, or they just need to focus more on?
I think people, and mostly, not so much the larger organizations, but small to medium-sized businesses are very threatened by the terminology and very threatened by the idea. Especially family-owned smaller businesses don't realize the benefits of actually following the ethos in terms of providing opportunities of growth for their staff, being able to train their staff at a profit, in fact, and being able to transform their business to a situation where they're no longer tied in like prisoners, and they're able to actually transform their business by imparting their knowledge on others and allowing the business to take its own shape. The business cannot be defined by one person.
So by demystifying this whole idea, you actually see that's strategic opportunities.
Absolutely. It's not all doom and gloom. And I think the reality is, like Roxanne says, specifically to smaller businesses or privately owned businesses, you mentioned BE and they're like, no, that's the end of my business, it'll all come to an end. And it's not. It's not. The reality is we need to transform, we need to empower people of all races, of all genders, and not because of their race and their genders exclusively, but because of the value that they can add to the business, for the future of the business, for the longevity, for the progression.
Okay, guys, we're going to do a fun exercise, okay? I want you to advise your 18-year-old self, okay? You've just matriculated and you're about to go off to university, right? So, Jennifer, let's start with you. Roxanne, you're 18. Roxanne, you've come to Jennifer's office for an internship. You know very little, but what is some advice you're going to give her?
Always listen to your older sister.
It's a trick question.
Okay, where do we start here? Never give up, like I've said before. Never doubt yourself. So as much as you might not be brilliant at everything, you have the ability to surround yourself with people who will compliment you, and yourself together with those people can be brilliant. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. Keep close to the people that love you, because we all know that business is tough, and what keeps us going is when we go home, the people that we love, that's our safe place. Have fun, enjoy it. Business is a game to a large extent. Don't take things so personally. Never give up, moving forward.
Okay, Roxanne, let's flip it. Now, you're coming out of university, okay? So you know you want to study, you know what you've studied, and you're prepared and you're ready to go. You think you're ready to go. So Roxanne, she's here, she's arrived at your office, she's 22, 23 years old. Talk to her.
Something I'm very passionate about, actually, and I found as a youngster myself, I lacked knowledge and guidance from older people, and more specifically people that I looked up to. So if there's any advice that I could offer you as a young, beautiful girl that's 22, is keep close to the people that you would like to be, or let me rather rephrase it. Keep close to those that are as successful as you would like to be. Make sure that they've got what you would like to achieve, and mimic and learn as much from them as possible. It's very difficult to be a youngster and succumb to the fact that you don't know everything. But it is a humbling experience, and the more you learn from other people's mistakes, the less you will hurt yourself.
Wow.
Can I just add something, Timothy, which neither of us mentioned, but I think is very important for youngsters to remember? Never stop feeding your brain. Never stop learning, never stop trying to search for answers, for information, through people, through books, through whichever means are available to you. Never stop feeding your brain.
Unfortunately, our youth have this perception, and not only youth, I mean people our age as well, have this perception that schooling stops after you've left school. And it's such a shame, because there's so many places and people and free forums of knowledge where you can just fill your brain, and it's quite something just to speak to different people from different walks of life.
Thank you for joining us inside.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Timothy. It was
awesome. We'll be back next week as we continue to focus on inspiring women from around this continent and around the world who are setting new examples and pioneers in ways that are blowing all of our minds. We'll be back next week.